Welcome. It's turffontein time now. Betway waited to win. Welcome, everybody. Hope all is good on your side as we take another step forward to the Hollywood Bets Durban July. Interesting. The first at turffontein, this particular race is run over 1,000 metres. A first timer from Tony Peters' stable tops the boards at 19 to 10. A horse that Daryl's told me is very, very well bred, and based on breeding could well win.
Well, Clyde, her half-sister is Luna Halo. Now, she's 8 from 13. She's a listed winner. She ran in the Grade 1 Fillies Guineas in the Western Cape. And he has been supported in the Antipost market, number 9, Watchman. So, see how he moves down to the start. If there's any further support for him come race time, I'd certainly take notice. And think he possibly can make a winning debut. Of the race runners, I think I certainly have respect for number 3, Bus Stop in Hounslow. Nice debut. Moved up, then found very little in the latter stages. So coming back to 1,000, I think we can see improvements on his behalf. But I backed up the favourite with number 7, Spy Story in the bipod. So I've got number 7 and 9. You know, in his penultimate start, he finished quite close up to Wolf Mountain. Excuse me, Clyde, who's come out and won again. Now, St. John's Yard is doing very well. And Raymond Danielson is riding with a lot of confidence. He's very fit from a 1 draw. I think he's the value in the race. So I went number 7 and 9 in the opening leg.
Okay. So they're both outsiders. I mean, barring Watchman, I mean, Spy Story and Bus Stop in Onslow. Nice prices, 20 to 1, the pair of them. Gary John, how do you see it and what do you know?
How's it, Clyde? Yes, just touching on the first timers. I don't know anything about them. I definitely watch them go down and watch the betting. They don't have to be too good to probably beat a field like this. But my value bet for the day is number 3, Bus Stop in Hounslow. It's 25 to 1 a win and 15 to 4 place. I see a lot of value in this horse. Its first run, yes, it did run last to Truth, but there's been 2 winners out that form line. And the key horse there is Spring Tradition, because there's not much in it between numbers 3, 5, 6, and 7. My second choice will be Spy Story. It run to French Bolt was a great run. French Bolt came out to run in a feature in Durban, and Wolf Mountain came out to win. If it repeats that run, it should go very close in this field. I also feel both these horses, number 3 and 7, are priced up incorrectly in this field, and there's a lot of value.
Interesting. Daryl and Gary John on the same page here. You had a look at Gary John's bipod. Here's Daryl Marie's bipod. That's on screen. Take the numbers down. Let's get some money today. Second race on the card, this favourite is 16 to 10. So that's number 9, 17 again. This horse has done absolutely nothing wrong. It's only had a couple of runs. It's earned money both occasions. So it does look like the right horse in the race. Can we depend on this horse? Can we rely on it in terms of PAs and?
No.
No, okay.
No, you can't rely on it. She has a filly that gets left at the start. She doesn't break well, Clyde. Now, I know she's got a lot more experience in the saddle with Dennis Schwartz this time around, but the fact of the matter remains she gets left.
Dennis Bosch.
Dennis Schwartz.
Dennis Bosch used to be in the saddle.
Dennis Schwartz. Now, yes.
They say he was a very good jockey, Dennis Bosch. Eh?
Your time.
He was no, before my time. But he was like a Van Wyk, Ries Van Wyk, yes.
Yeah.
Strong jockey.
Well, let's hope Dennis can get her out on terms, and I can see her featuring. You know, she's been fancied in both her starts today, Clyde, but trust you me, if you want to back her, wait till race time. She is going to drift in the market. She's too short. Now, number 7, Miss Monroe, ran against winners on debut. Plenty of scope for improvement. Winners out of there, Clyde, Simply Majestic, Chocolate Soldier. So, yes, I've got healthy respect for Miss Monroe. And number 10, Take Your Place. Last time out, it's also against winners. Got the 1 draw, St. John, Raymond Danielson, a lot in her favour. So, I think 7 and 10, the value in the race. Respect for the 9, though.
Okay. Interesting. You cannot depend on this favourite, says Daryl Marie. Do you agree with that, Gary John?
Yes, Clyde, I definitely agree with Daryl over here. Just touching on number 9, 17 again. This form line is not strong at all, in my opinion. All the horses came out to run blanks, basically unsighted, if you want to say. I know the run before, it did beat Gold Agent, which came and reversed the form line on 17 again, and I'm not really convinced on that form line. Today, I made my best bet on the card, Miss Monroe, at 9-2. Its last run was an absolute cracker first run. It beat Simply Majestic, which came out to win by four and a bit lengths, and then also Chocolate Soldier that came out to win by 4 lengths. So it ran with winners. That form line I cannot fault. I would rather be taking the 9-2 Miss Monroe than 17 again. It can definitely pop up. And also number 10 is my clear second choice. Ran in a juvenile against winners. I'm really strong here on 7 and 10. I've got a little bit of respect for number 4. It can definitely improve, and the yard is also in nice form. So I'm playing to beat the favourite here. I don't know how much improvement the favourite's going to have, but Miss Monroe definitely looks the value. Everything looks right for it. I can't find a question mark in Miss Monroe. If it improves slightly, it will beat this field.
Well, there you go. You boys are brave, but that's why you're on the show. There's Daryl Marie's Place Accumulator. Third race on the card, take a bet, win a numbered maiden handicap. That's the point. It's a maiden handicap. And Japanese Maple and that Horse Angel of My Heart are going to once again take each other on. They took each other on handicap levels terms last time, and they're doing the same today. I guess Japanese Maple are half a kilogram worse off. I don't know if it's going to make too much of a difference.
Yeah, Clyde, I find this race very muddling. Japanese Maple beat Caliburn last time out, but Caliburn beats him a few runs back. If you go back to the Inner Blue Moon run, Japanese Maple, Incredible, Indrani, and Global Reef, very little separating the three of them. Clyde, for that reason, I'm leaning towards number 5. Roll of the Dice. Now, he's very fit.
Yeah.
I had a look at his breeding because he is being stepped up in trip. Now, his half-brother, Bar Rafif, won 2 races of a mile. Flower Alley is more of a stained sire. So I think he's crying out for the extra. Got a 1 draw. There is a form update. Last time out, he ran 4th, beats in 3.5 lengths by Shinto Shrine. I think from a 1 draw, with Muzi in the irons, carrying 57.5, I expect a bold showing on his behalf. So in a very wide open race, I am leaning towards the 5 as my top choice.
Muzi Yeni's got the ride, eh?
That's it.
Take it over. Okay. Gary John, what's your view on this event?
Clyde, this is a very hard race. I couldn't really stick my neck out and give confidence in anything. But looking at collateral form, Global Reef, as a few horses held, I did like the way Incredible Indrani ran at the Val. I'm going to ignore its gravel run. It looks like a very game animal and should definitely be there. When I looked at Roll of the Dice, I had my question marks about it staying the 2,000 meters when I watched the replay. I don't know what to make of it. And then also a horse like Man's Night. I think the 2-4 was too far for it last time. It was backed in, I think, into 7-10. I have respect for it, and I would also love it to win for Lorenzo.
Yeah, okay. So there you go. You may have found something in that. Daryl's got a pick 6 worked out in this particular leg. And in this case, he's bankering the 5, Roll of the Dice. He's quite bullish on that. If Marco van Rensburg was riding, would he got the ride, or would Muzi have got the ride, in your opinion?
Marco suspended.
They suspended it. But if he was able, who would have got the ride?
He's stable jockey, so
Marco would have got the ride. But Muzi's in there, starting up pick 6s. Let's have a look. Now we had a handicap fillies and mares, and it's run over 1,800 meters. Either Demover or anything. Demover's 9-2. They bet 9-2 the field here. Number 6 on the card for Joe Soma. 1 Ann with an E, second choice 6-1. 7-1 Gilded Grey. You can just keep going all the way. They've got it quite wide. Is it open?
Very open, Clyde. You know, Demover is clearly off a very competitive mark. What could prove to be a winning move is the fitment of the tongue tie for the first time. Maybe Mr. Soma's picked up something in work, or Muzi got off last time out and said, try the tongue tie. Excuse me, Clyde.
Yeah.
So if that proves to be effective, yes, I can see her featuring. If you like her chances, you have to have respect for Gilda Grey. Now, Gilda Gray, just close your eyes when she moves down to the start because she's not going to give you any confidence. Clyde, I thought number 7, Feeling Groovy, who's been contesting races over shorter trips recently, will appreciate being stepped up to the 1800. If you have a look back in her form line, she's only tried it twice in the past for a second, and that was of a high mark. She's right down to a 60, so I think she's the value in the race. Number 7, Flying Groovy. And then I also got respect for number 11 over here, Have a Party, who 3 runs back beyond Pascal Samore was very, very unfortunate, and she's having her peak run. So I'm leaning towards Feeling Groovy as the value in the race. I've got health respect for numbers 3, 6, and 11.
Yeah, so you're big on the Paul Matchett stable, yeah? Gary John, what do you like?
Clyde, this is also a very open race. I battled to find a first choice in this field. On collateral form, I had to lean towards Gilda Gray because it did have Demuva held, but also just looking at horses like Anne with the E and Bushveld, both ran to Give Me Another, could always pop up, Have a Party. There's nothing wrong with its last run. And also Feeling Groovy. I'm pretty sure, I think this horse was with Glenn Cotson before, and I know they rated it, and it also used to put up some really good work. But this race here, if I had to look at it, I would go 3 to beat 6, but I'm not 100% that they're going to run like that.
Okay, yeah, it does. That's understandable. It's a challenging race. Daryl's worked out a jackpot. Book for the July day in Josie. This is a handicap over the 1600 metres. Top of the boards is Sparkling Jubilee for Mike de Kock. It's 3-1 favourite. Number 5, 5th of July is 7-2. 11-2, 3 Circus Lights, and 11-2 about number 7 Guerrilla Warfare. You said St. John Gray's been having a good run.
He has, Clyde. And let's touch on his run over here, Guerrilla Warfare. Now,
Yes.
last time out, he was returning after a layoff, and one has to believe he was still in need of that slot, so he should strip fitter. And the form line looks great with Inquele and Two-Step Queen winning from there. So, making his handicap debut, I'm very keen to see how he goes. He could be ahead of his current mark. Current favourite, Sparkling Jubilee. Now, she comes with her problems. The stable has made that well known. But her 2 runs since returning from a layoff have been very encouraging. Last time out, closing in on Circus Lights over the 1450, I believe she should be able to reverse the form now that they step him up to a mile. She's also got a Wayden kg swing in her favour, so I think the 1 will reverse the form with the 3. But a horse I'm looking for a lot of improvement from is number 2, Guardia Regina, or Regine. Now, he certainly hasn't been in good form recently, but you can just ignore his penultimate starts. It all went haywire around the bend. And then last time out, I think he was a little bit close to the pace. Without the blinkers from a 1 draw, I'm hoping Trent can give him more of a patient ride, Clyde. This horse is better than his recent form. I'm not saying he's bound to improve, but I think he is capable of showing
so rank outside at 33-1.
Yeah, so if you're playing
That's
trifectas
interesting.
and quartets, number 2 is the roughie.
The only thing I'm worried about at Guerrilla Warfare is that I watched the rerun, and I think it needs that long straight. I'm just worried about the inside track. I'm only worried about the inside track Guerrilla Warfare. Otherwise, I think it'll win, Gary John.
As a Clyde, yes. I have to agree there also with Daryl. I'm not too sure with Guardia Regina, but the 1 would, in my opinion, will definitely reverse the form line on the 3, going over the extra trip. Last time, it never had the clearest running passage, Sparkling Jubilee, but it was eating up the ground. So I definitely had to lean over the 1 over the 3. Number 5, 5th of July, I know it does have 1 eye, this horse. Also not very convincing on its form line. And then just touching again on Guerrilla Warfare, this form line's very strong. I know it's coming out the maidens, but both horses that came out to won very well. And when I also watched the replay, I am a bit scared of the inside track, but I just feel like Muzi had a lot more in hand than what the winning margin suggested. I make this an absolute boat race between 1 and 7. I can't see you guys going out the PA or the bar pot with those two horses here. I'm very confident in the camp of 1 and 7 here.
Okay, thank you for that. And there's Daryl's jackpot. All right, welcome back. Let's move on to our next event on the card. Get an idea what Betway are doing here. 18 to 10 favourite. That's for the 2 miles west. Paulie Match has got the favourite here. 8 Safe Space, the second choice, 22 to 10. And then you got the one Captain of Grit who's at 33 to 10. Those are the 3 in the market. Perhaps we draw the line there or what?
Not for me.
Oh, you got something else?
Yeah, I like 2 miles west, Clyde. I thought maybe just based on the comments in the computer form, he probably above himself last time out. Was very stubborn at the start. But, one from that form line is Command Pilot. Frank that form line quite convincingly. And you can see he's 1 from 1 over the course and distance. He goes handy on a fast run surface with a short run in. A lot in his favour. Not the improver. I think the horse of his current mark who should be competitive is Houston. Now he's having his peak run. He was as high as an 88 and he's down to a 73. They are trying the tongue tie with him for the first time, Clyde. What's key is he needs to settle in running. If he's going to be tugging over the mile, you can just throw your ticket away because he's not going to finish the race off. But let's hope he settles. And I think at his current odds, he is the value in the race. Respect for number 7 over here, American Biscuit, dropped 7 pounds in 3 runs, having his peak run, and then Safe Space. It appears as he's the stable elect, and I think he could improve substantially. Captain of Grit, class horse in the race, but this horse at the pens, he just does too much beyond the pens. He's so stubborn, and that really puts me off. I don't like his temperament.
Okay. All right, so not an easy race by the sounds of things, Gary John. What do you think?
How's it, Clyde? Just talking on Captain of Grit, it does have a lot of weight to carry. It has the appy on it. Its last run wasn't the worst runs, but I can't go for this horse with that weight. Looking at 2 miles west, I think it ran but behind 2 nice sorts. Mastership, obviously Daryl said Command Pilot coming out to win. And also its run before that was against Sabre Strike. I think that was also against some really nice horses. That's My Baby was in there. It's done nothing wrong after that. Also, the value I see in this race is Houston. I know Raymond knows the horse. They used to rate this horse quite highly. There's a lot of value here. If this horse was to come back to its best, I think it can definitely beat this field.
Okay, thanks for that, Gary John. Let's get the wrap up. Houston, from Daryl Marie's perspective, is the horse to beat. And that, in terms of price, remember we did this Wednesday, 15 to 1 with Betway on the Wednesday. Okay, on to race number 7. This is how they're betting. 15 to 10 about number 4, Southern Style. Second choice is that horse number 2, Cerulean Dancer, 33 to 10. 3, Gimme the Flames, 11 at 2. 8 to 1 about number 7, Count Your Chances. So Southern Style close now. Surely that's the right one.
Clyde, she's certainly deserving of another victory. She's very consistent. Last time out, I actually watched that race. And, if you take notes of the start, she got a bump at the start. She didn't get a clean break. All right, she did get herself into a decent position, but that possibly cost her a length or 2 at the break. So take note, Trent now takes off 2.5 kilograms.
Yeah.
For his dad over here. She's in good form. If she just reproduces her current recent runs, I think she'll be right there. Let's see how Sparkling Jubilee, Circus Lights, and Feeling Groovy go early on in the day, because they all represent the same form line. I like her chances over here. Ode to the Ocean, second one off the rest, took hold of the bits over the mile, fell in a hole. She's having her peak run. I can see her featuring over here. But this horse, Count Your Chances. Now, we all know what she's about, Clyde. But take note, she finally cracks a draw. And from a 1 draw, I'm hoping she can hold her position. Because if she is closer to the pace, she could certainly feature over here. So I'm going 4 from 1, 2, and 7 in no particular order. But the 4 is my top choice.
So your 4 is your top choice. So you could take a chance with Southern Style, yeah? Gary John, what are you doing?
How's it, Clyde? Yes, just touching on Southern Style, I'm not going to be backing this horse. I'm going to be looking to beat it at that price. Just touching on a horse like number 5, Leonessa. I haven't added it into my bets, but I'm going to now. Just going back to its previous form, 4 length Silver Sanctuary, I do see Count Your Chances has it held, but I'm just saying 4 length Silver Sanctuary, 5.5 lengths White Pearl. This is not bad form line. Even 12.75 lengths Mrs. Geriatrics. I'm just looking for some value in this race, and I think this could be it. Also, another horse like Memorial Day must go into all bets. There's 2 runs there I like to, but Splits and Azuka. This is also, once again, a very, very open race, in my opinion. I see the race at 2-7-8-5.
Okay, thanks for that wrap up. In terms of the 7th, we've got an exacta box from Daryl. That's on your screen. Okay, we're in at handicap now. It's at the 66 level. So based just on the description of the race, you can just pick a number. It's really wide open. Although I do like a horse very, very much called Twice as Wild. That is the Grant Maroon. Diego de Gavea now rides. It's number 8 on the card. It's a 6-1 horse. So I'm quite keen on that, but I guess anything can win you, huh?
Anything can win, Clyde. But one thing's for certain: if she runs like she has recently, you're gonna get a run for your money, because she pings the gates. She goes up handy.
Yes.
She loves the course and
Loves
distance.
inside track,
She's
yeah.
got the draw in her favor this time around. So
And I think a new pair of hands might make a difference.
yeah, let's hope Diego can keep her rolling. But for your sake,
Yeah.
for my sake, I'm leaning towards Delasord. You know, in her penultimate start over the 1450, I thought she got a little bit cramped. It got tight for her. Then last time out over the 1100, she got into the race very late. I think of a 1200 on the inside track with no weight to shoulder. She should be thereabouts, Clyde. I think you'll get a run for your money. If the pace is on, she'll be doing her best work late. Vava Vegas, he won last time out despite pulling hard. So they're going to go quick over the 1200. He is going to settle in running. He'll be flashing up late. Also others to consider, numbers 1, 2, and 3. But maybe Delasord can get there this time around. I'm not convinced though, Clyde. I'm not.
Yeah, I can
tugging
imagine.
the
Well,
beers
it's a
to-
66 handicap. I mean, you can't be confident with anything.
Yeah,
really.
but I had to make a
No,
suggestion.
you have
over here.
to. But I mean, okay, so Delasord is the worth considering. Did Gary, from your side, Gary John?
I found this race also very open. Just touching on number 1, Nazaire. I do see it has 1 or 2 horses held in this field. I give After Hours a massive chance. I was just scared about the draw. And this horse Vava Vegas, I must admit, it's been very lucky for me. I actually backed it first time out at 100-1 when, not first time out, second time out when it won at 100-1. And I backed it last time, and I thought it won really, really well last time. Dropping back to the 1200, I don't see it being a problem. Just the form lines are very weak, and also Twice as Wild must go into all bets. I do feel this horse has been very ultra consistent and can definitely win in this field. And also just touching on Delasord, must have a big chance. There's nothing wrong with the form lines there, but a very open race in my opinion.
Okay, interesting. Thanks, Gary John. And get Daryl Marie's going Delasord each way. Remember, we did the show Wednesday. It was trading around 7-2. You can maybe get bid of 4-1. Let's see what happens race time. Don't forget, exclusive interview with Anton Marcus about the Hollywood Bets Durban July Gallops.